So I felt like watching a comedy tonight. I was gonna say I'm trying to get this movie online for free, and I thought it was gonna work, but I don't have a free account. I thought I was gonna get lucky then, but it when you sign up for a free account, I think they get you to pay something, and then you try and pay it, and then you can't. So it's a little bit of a negative thing. It's like on Facebook, there are these, you've just won something, and then you go to click on your prize, and then you have to sign up to get a code to claim your prize, and you're like going to sign up, costs a tiny little bit of money, and then you're like, oh, once again, you're like, oh, okay. And you put in your credit card number, and then it's like it doesn't process, and so it's a little bit of a jib. This is like my story, but it's not finished, and I don't know what to do with it, whether to just stop the story at its end or finish it. Literally, it ends with it is his beat, his song, which he is going to move to as he starts his new career, as he climbs the stairs over his youth to get to the stage on which he will start his new life. That's how it ends at the moment, and it's like 130 pages, and for like a big print story, that's like quite a lot of pages, and it's like I probably shouldn't do any more. And if I want to do more, I write a second version, but I'm not sure if it's enough, so I have to read through it sometime and edit it. But at the moment, that's where it ends okay, but it's like it could easily go on, and you're like going, what should I do with this? And I was like, I don't know. Yeah, I was going to watch that movie because it's a new comedy, and I was like, oh, can I get that online for free? And I'm like, I don't know. And then I went to look for it, and then I was like, oh, can't quite find the free link, so it might not be on there yet. I'm probably not going to see it in the movie, so I figured, oh, it's the same with the one that I want to see next year. They have a Michael Jackson movie that I want to see, and then it's like, I probably won't go to cinemas because I live very far away from cinemas, and I'm like, probably just get it online. I think with this movie, I kind of just wanted to just take a look at it because it's supposed to be funny, and it's like, sometimes I'm in the mood for a comedy, and I was like, well, I know it doesn't really seem that funny, but I wouldn't mind seeing how funny it is, if that makes sense. It's like, but I thought I'd just look at it because it's like, I don't know, it looks interesting, but I'm not sure if it's actually that funny, so you kind of expect it to be like, might be funny, might not be funny, but I just wanted to see how funny it was. I just finished watching The Immortals, and that wasn't funny at all, and it's a pretty interesting movie. I like all the angels and stuff. I'll talk about that in a sec. I think that guy looks a lot like the guy from Superman, but I don't think it's supposed to be.
Are immortal and divine.
So I'm just waiting for the end. But ultimately, I liked I pretty much liked all of it in little bits, but it's very dark, and so you need the lights low to watch it because the footage is like, I know it's created to be like dark so that there's this character to the people that's, sort of like looking at artwork in a way. But it just to watch it, it's like you have to have the lights on low, otherwise it's so dark that you won't be able to see the the screen at all unless you got the lights off. I was gonna say here's a bit where it sort of links the actors to something symbolic, like you would see in art. It's sort of like, so that's a sculpture. That's sort of like Greekish. I can't remember what Greek art, because I used to study Greek art, but I can't remember what sculpture it reminds me of. But it reminds me of and this is like the ending, where it's like they have this clash between one person and another. See, this one looks like the Superman here, and then they all fall. It's sort of like Leonardo da Vinci kind of aspect. They all fall, and then they turn into these forms that create sort of heaven in a way. But it's very artistic. I like it when they link kind of art to movies because it's really creative. I'll just see who the actor was supposed to be. I think they were supposed to be the same actor that's in Superman, but I'm not sure because I hardly ever look at the credits. Yeah, so the main actor is supposed to be Henry Cavill. I'm pretty sure that's Superman. But I thought that was quite an interesting movie. I thought it was like a little whimsical, but it's like it sort of suits the movie. Because there were some aspects to it that was a little whimsical. Like there was one scene where it's like, what was it, Athena or some Greek goddess was saying something, and I was like, oh, that's funny. It's a little poetic in a way, but in some of the bits, but most of it's just fighting, and you're like going, oh, it's sort of like, is it 300 or 700 that they did before this? And it was like, it's a little bit like that, but it's like, I don't know. I watched it, and I thought I would watch it again just to sort of get into the mood of it a little bit more, because sometimes when you watch things over and over again, you'll understand it a little bit more, but anyway. This is a movie I haven't seen in a while. It's totally gruesome. I don't think I've ever seen The Passion. I should have, but I think I always wanted to, but I don't think I ever did. I haven't seen that one in a really long time too. It's so creepy. It's like a creepy movie. I don't really like this movie, but I did watch it in the movies, and I watch it every now and again, but I don't love it, and I don't hate it. So like when I'm in the mood, I might watch it, but I haven't seen it for a long time, and I was like, oh my gosh, I'm still sort of grimacing to watch it because I don't think it really appeals to me, but I've watched it several times. I've literally never seen this, but it looks interesting. Once again. Oh my gosh, is this like the new version? I have to watch that. I haven't watched this movie in such a long time. It's not even that great, but I've seen it before, and I was like, once upon a time, it used to be like the movie that I wanted to see, and then I watched it and I was like, I don't know if I really like it, but I have seen this. It's okay, but you know that whole bunch of movies is under much scrutiny. I think the books have been banned because it includes like child slavery and domination, like, you know, kind of like really severe domination over humanity, and then it has like the characters are supposed to be American, even though they come off more like Russian, and the whole set sort of looks more like Russian than America. So that sort of leads the impression that Russian's gonna overtake America someday, and of course, that seems threatening. So even on the news today, there's something to do with Russians taking over America, and so if this is like ideally the master plan for the US to have like a mastered USA, to be like, this is such a discriminating, it's not just discriminating, it's such a scary film to think that, to idolize that in the future America's going to be like that. I've never actually seen this movie, I don't think. Actually, I might have seen it. Either way, Megalodon. I don't think Megalodons are really that scary. It has to be a pretty ferocious Megalodon. Because ideally, Megalodons don't actually eat things like sharks do. And you're like, Megalodon, really? A huge meat-eating Megalodon? And you're like, oh, it's a little bit away from reality, but I think at some stage I wanted to see this, and I don't think I ever did. I've seen this so many times. It's not funny. I really liked this movie when it first came out. It's like I saw it in the movies, and then said I have to buy it, and so I bought it, and I've seen it over 100 times. I haven't seen this in such a long time, and I'm not sure if I will, because it used to sort of brush against. I used to watch it a lot, and then but I don't really like it, but I used to watch it a lot. And so I'm like, do I want to watch this? Probably not, but I could, and it might help me realize why I watched it so many times when I was like a teenager. This is a really strange film. I know it goes with the hypocrisy of the ice skater, Tonya, but it's a really strange film, and I've seen it like 3 times. Who hasn't watched this? I've watched all of these so many times. It's not funny. I used to like. I don't know whether it was 2 and 3 that I liked the most, but when it gets to number 4, I sort of get tired of it. So, but I have seen all of them. I've never actually seen this, but I've sort of used to have an interest in it, but I never actually saw that. And this is something that I used to watch a lot of, but I haven't seen it for ages. So I definitely won't get that movie for free tonight. So I'll just have to wait a year or so, and then maybe it'll be like available.